2JGamers.com.
Actually, I think we should give this a more cyberpunk type thing. Like, this is the futuristic setting.
Oh,
It's Body Slam is the game of the year.
Super. That's why it's Super Pro Wrestling. This isn't, as opposed to regular professional wrestling.
Yeah.
These guys are injected with steroids from birth, genetically modified.
Exactly. In a
to
post-apocalyptic world.
And
the only game that people would play. Anyhow.
And Mr. Ugly just swore.
Did he say fig? Or was that a curse?
Yeah, that was a curse. That was a Cubert curse.
Wow. Duck and cover. You gotta be prepared with that. Why get hit when you could have the moveset of duck and cover? Who knows?
It's a defensive tactic.
It is. I really wish I wouldn't have picked that.
Never gets attacked. And as far as a wrestling game goes, though, you get a grapple system, which is pretty cool.
You know, and even with this version where you have to, I mean, as you can see, the overlays are really heavily used. The number pad was needed. It's not that distracting. It's a lot of fun. It's a little distracting, but
the graphics are pretty good for the game.
Let's face it, this is better than most of the 64 wrestling games.
Whoa!
Prin? What?
Gar.
He said Prin.
Ow.
But it's not a bad wrestling game, and being released so late into the Intellivision's life, this is when they were able to have the larger cartridges that would hold more information. So you see the nice big characters that you get here.
Ooh, take that.
And of course, this was at the time still competing with the NES and Sega Master System, which had taken over the market at that point. So
6 seconds left.
Time is about to run out.
Oh, whoa!
He was about to get it there.
Oh man!
Looked like he was pulling his
Look at her
underwear
beard.
off.
It's so terrible.
That is gross.
Oh, she winked.
Oh God!
Oh. I just lost 3 years of my life because of that. That's worse than smoking cigarettes. PSP. Oh, it's a cigar. But yeah, this is what the hell? Did I hurt my back? What's going on with my character? This is some intense wrestling.
Prin. What is Prin?
Evidently, pain.
Oh.
Pain. I've never heard anyone scream out pain.
Pain.
Agony
in my back area.
He's so ugly. He screams out pain. What the heck? Are we fighting over a pie? What is that?
They're holding hands. Oh, it finally did something!
And he said duck, like he wasn't expecting it. That duck is very useful, I guess.
As done by Duck.
As done, duck and cover. My character is so good at hiding in small places.
Aye.
Oh, jumping.
He's going to the top! Oh my God! What will he do from here?
Why do I look like Jesus on the cross? It's terrible.
Oh, he decided to do it, and he's going back up.
Okay, let me jump. Let's do this.
And
evidently, he's good at hiding through on the pole.
He's afraid of getting up that high. He just kind of goes halfway and decides maybe that's not quite enough.
Come down here, man. Looks like they're fighting over something.
They're
I love
pulling
it.
a giant rubber band.
Something's going on. Alright.
I think we've gotten our usefulness out of this game. Ray,
any final thoughts, Mr. Ray?
When they're pulling on that, it actually does sound like they're pulling a giant rubber band.
It does, indeed. Ugh. Alright, well, let's move on.
Alright, get this over with. Come on. Oh! I suckered you in!
So mean, Ray. Mr. Ugly already has low self-esteem, and you have to pull that shit? What's wrong with you? Ah! I felt the pain of that one. Alright, anyhow.
Pin him! Pin him! Yeah! Yeah! Pin him! Pin him! Pin him! Pin him! Come on, pin him. There we go.
Count it down, ref. Bring him in.
1, 2,
No, this is real
3.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi.
Woohoo!
Match is over.
Yeah! I win!
I win.
I win!
Well, at least we didn't have the IntelliVoice
Telling us, Duck!
Alright, so we're going to move on.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're taking a look at our final Tron game for the Mattel Intellivision. This will be the Deadly Disc. Now, we have went kind of in reverse order of what the movies would have went. We went from the last scene probably to the middle. Alright, anyhow. You see what I'm saying, though. But we're at the Deadly Disc, which is one of the portions of the game. The Master Control is kind of a game he plays to, I guess, to weed out the programs that he has enslaved and to get information out of them. And it was a disc game where 2 different programs would go up against each other and just kind of defeat each other and delete each other if they lost. But here we go. Here we have the Deadly Disc. We have our character who I'm guessing is Tron, I'm going to say.
I'm guessing the red one.
Yeah, we're going to say that's Tron. And the other ones are just other programs that need to be demolished because they have been assimilated into Master Control's evil plan, and he is an evil genius. So we're seeing right now the disc, which in the movie, the disc was where you kept your information. It was a hard disk, basically, and that was the idea of it. But it was more or less just a very cool-looking Frisbee, literally. I think they just found a Frisbee, and they said, throw some stickers on it, and we'll film this sucker.
We'll add some cool factor
And I'm
to
not
this.
trying to take anything away from Tron, because it is a very unique movie. It was a very innovative movie at the time, you know, using early CGI graphics, but at the same time, you know,
wow, you tore that
there
up.
really isn't much going on in the film, and a lot of the ideas are cheesy, but it's a fun movie you should watch sometime when you're drinking abstinence or something like that. Absinthe.
Abstinence.
When you're drinking, when you're abstinent and drinking absinthe, I can't talk. Anyhow, we'll cut that out, hopefully. Or not. It's fun, too. So we're looking at the Deadly Disc, as I said before, and we're seeing Tron, or the Intellivision Running Man, as he is fondly known as now at newgengamers.com. And I really do enjoy the Intellivision Running Man. I think he is
He's a slick moving dude.
He's a mascot. He's a mascot and a half. He's an everyman mascot. I think that's what we have to say. He could be you, he could be anyone else. He could be your next door neighbor, he could be your grandma. Probably not your grandma, but maybe, if she likes the Intellivision.
Anyone that likes Intellivision is represented by the Running Man.
Absolutely. Intellivision Running Man's the everyman, as I said before, with a Frisbee. So we're seeing, once again, the isometric view. You know, the Intellivision was trying to fake 3D in an interesting way. Kind of like when you were a kid and you would draw the horizon line, and then you would draw the 2 diagonal lines going up, and it would fake that 3D perception. You know, it's not, but it's trying its best to do that. And I think that's something to be said about what this system does and how it could push even more than the Atari could.
Yeah, this system really had some powerful visuals, and we'll see that
Disney copyright down there. They're so shameless. They really are. Anyhow,
and we'll see a lot of that in some of the later games where they created them around the time that the NES came out. And they looked really good for the time. You know, they didn't quite compare to what the Master System and NES were putting out, but for something that was over 8-9 years old at that time, it still managed to hold up.
I like this sound design that's going on here. We have a nice little throwing disc noise, and we have a nice little clink, whatever that is, and a very cool wave sound that comes in occasionally.
When it comes to space games, nobody compares to Atari.
Excuse me. Have you compared them to Intellivision?
Intellivision?
Sure, they've got great space games, like Intellivision Space Battle.
I didn't know.
And now there's Space Armada and the incredible Astro Smash.
I didn't know.
Here, compare for yourself. Intellivision Space Games from Mattel Electronics. Once you compare, you'll know.
NewGenGamers.com.